Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, leave a like, and feel free to comment down below what you would like me to do for future videos. So today we are talking about Harley Quinn, Season 1, Episode 8. Not a whole lot of episodes left this season. We only got 13 episodes this season, so I believe we have about 5 episodes left. Anyway, episode starts off with King Shark just chilling at Atlantis, reading the book. He's in a bathing suit, you know, he's flipping through some pages, etc. And we learn that Harley and Poison Ivy, you got Dr. Psycho hanging up top in the boat. They stole Aquaman's family jewels. As funny as that sounds, but it's true. They are his family jewels. Prized treasure of Atlantis. So they swim up top. Poison Ivy comes to the rescue, basically uses kelp or seaweed, whatever, to subdue Aquaman, and they get away happily ever after. Meanwhile, the mall that they have their headquarters in is violently rattling and shaking, and we have no idea why. We learn later in the episode that it turns out it is actually Sai's sister that got fused with an octopus somewhere along the way. This happened because Sai used to be in the CIA, which I didn't even think was a thing, but okay, makes sense. And he wanted a monkey fused with an octopus to help him on his cleanup missions, which basically he cleaned up the mess of other guys, like that would basically kill people. And what ended up happening is the monkey got out of the machine, his sister went into the machine, and yeah, octopus lady. Looks like the Kraken, in my opinion, except it has a better thought process. Eventually, there's kind of like a heart moment because he hasn't spoken or seen her in 35 years. And basically, she just was disappointed, you know. They were friends, they're siblings, and she didn't get to see him for 35 years. It was a nice, heartfelt moment that Dr. Psycho basically interpreted what she was saying because he could read her mind. And they talked to each other, and now they're good to go. All set and dandy, and she is now out destroying all of Gotham. So maybe we'll get a future episode where the octopus and his sister are separated, and then we get to see her, what she actually looks like now as an old woman. But who knows? We will just have to wait and see what happens with her. The main part of this is that Harley gets a letter from the Legion of Doom stating that she has been invited to join. But in reality, Lex Luthor is actually just a massive asshole, and he is just doing it because he wants Poison Ivy to join. However, there is a kind of double twist type situation, because as Poison Ivy's trying to say this, as Lex Luthor is reading off the nominees for the inductee to the Legion of Doom, he says Harley Quinn, and Poison Ivy tells that Harley that Lex Luthor is being an asshole, and that the only reason he wants her is to get Poison Ivy, but now that's no longer the case. Episode ends with us seeing Lex Luthor take Harley to go see the Joker in a room. So now we have to see what the Joker actually wants, what the Joker is doing, why is he there, because he wasn't there at all of it. I got to see a bunch of cool characters. Aquaman actually showed up, which is kind of the reason I think that Harley won the induction into the League of Villains, because she basically stopped him. What happened was there was a big fight, everybody's fighting, and then Aquaman ended up throwing his trident at Harley. Harley ducked, it hit the Legion of Doom's aquarium that ran through the entire center of the Legion of Doom, making all the saltwater fish flop up, and because he wants to save the fish, because fish are his friends, he goes out and tries to save as many fish as possible. Meanwhile, Bane is stomping on fish. It was like, oh, Aquaman, ha ha ha. And basically, Bane is kind of like the massive joke. I don't know why, if he's like that in the comic books or not, but like Bane, in my opinion, he's a badass from what I've seen for like the trilogy movies, you know, the Dark Knight movies. He seems like he's a massive badass, and like he's extremely powerful. But they're just playing him off to be kind of a useless character in this show. But it's kind of fun to see some of these characters in a different light than I have before. So what is going to happen? Obviously, there's going to be some sort of altercation between Harley and the Joker. I'm guessing there's going to be some sort of massive fight at the beginning of episode 9. Maybe he doesn't want her to be on the same level as her. or he has a plan for her and him to team up to maybe defeat Batman or kill Batman or something. That's my thoughts on it, but who knows? Also, important note in this episode is Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn are now no longer friends at the moment, which kind of goes back into the Psy and his sister, which is why that was important in this episode, because it shows no matter what happens that you just kind of got to get through it and you got to continue being friends. Works for friendships, works for relationships. It's not, there always going to be happy times. There's going to be bad times too. There's going to be fights here and there. And at the end of the day, you just got to keep pushing forward and be the bigger person and talk to that person and see what happens. This technically was pretty much Harley's fault because she said, oh, great, now that I'm big and in the Legion of Doom, you don't want anything to do with me. You just wanted me when I was sad and pathetic. Even though that is not the case, Poison Ivy has always been Harley Quinn's friend throughout the entire season, whether she's doing bad, whether she's doing good, always there supporting her along the way with whatever she is doing. This is definitely Harley's fault. But the reason she doesn't end up texting Poison Ivy back at the end of the episode to say, hey, I'm sorry or whatever, is because Lex Luthor grabs her and takes her to go see the Joker, which we'll have to wait and see. So, Legion of Doom is a check. Highway named after her, check. We're good to go. And now we need Poison Ivy and Harley to make up again. Maybe they'll end up being some sort of actual couple. I don't know. Poison Ivy's still dead in Kite Man. So we can all want that dream. We'll just have to wait and see if it actually ends up happening or not. But now we have Joker. Oh, what is the Joker up to in this new upcoming episode? As I said, I feel like there's going to be a big old fight, just like at the beginning of next episode. Is my thoughts on that. I don't know if Poison Ivy and Harley are going to make up. I think it's going to be a lot of Kite Man consoling Poison Ivy. I don't know. Apparently she has her own place now, which I was not aware of. This is kind of new to us as well. She has her own place somewhere else where she is keeping all of her plants, and probably Frank as well. Frank, that massive asshole of a plant. I love seeing him once in a while. It's pretty great just to see him as a character. Also, fun fact, if you like the movie Dodgeball, Steve the Pirate is the one that's voicing Bane and Clayface, which I did not know that either. Clayface plays a decent part in this, pretending to be Aquaman, so he distracts the guards in the beginning in order to get his Aquaman's family jewels. Everybody's just laughing at that in the Legion of Doom. Also, there is a Legion of Dildos joke, which apparently the Legion of Doom is in a dispute with. That is a sex shop down the street, which I thought was pretty funny in the episode too. So that pretty much sums it up. Those are my thoughts of what's going to happen in the future for this series. I think there's a season 2. I believe it got okayed for 26 episodes, so I assume there's going to be a season 2 with an additional 13 episodes, but we will just have to wait and see. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.